So here we have the harvest, what I got from my garden today. I got a few potatoes, a couple peppers, some tomatoes, some of these jalapenos. Here are the banana peppers. So those are cool. These are a couple more zucchini. I got a few the other day to make zucchini relish. And then here were the purple beans. I harvested these all out and ripped the plants out so that I can plant some new stuff. And then I also ripped out the tongue of fire beans. So that's what these look like. They've got the design on them, and then back you can see they've got the little pods. So you open these up and they're the beans in the pods that you eat. And then a massive amount of green beans from those 75 plants, and there's going to be lots more to come. So that's why I just wanted to quickly take a harvest video before I post our August tour so you can see what we've ripped out and everything before we plant new stuff. Okay, so this is a little bit out of control. As we can see, everything is hanging out of here, and I just wanted to show you quickly before I start pruning everything up, like how out of control things can get really quickly. I haven't pruned anything up or done anything in like a week, and everything is just coming out. And like, look at this. Okay, these are the cuckoo melons. And these are the cucumbers. They have literally attached themselves around my wind chime and up into the trees. But like, they're growing stuff. Like, see, there's like a pickle or a cucumber in there. Like, they're growing stuff. It's ridiculous. But I have to come out here tomorrow. Like, this is just out of control. Look at this. I've decided two things in this lifetime. One, I am never growing indeterminate tomatoes ever again. Two, I have to spend at least 15 minutes out here every single day. Otherwise, this gets out of control. Like, all I did was work for 3 or 4 days, and this is what happens. But I just wanted to show you guys before, because I got to trim all this up and prune all this back. I wanted to show you before I did the August tour what it looks like behind the scenes sometimes. Before you make things pretty and you present things to YouTube, it's not all fun and games. Things can evolve really quickly in the garden. But anyways, so I did the harvest already. We've got some growth here because it is August, so I guess I'll just go really quickly with you. We've got our chocolate sprinkled tomatoes are pretty much ready. I'm just giving them another day or two. And then, funnily enough, I was going to rip these cucumbers out because, as you can see, the plants are starting to yellow and die back, and they just weren't producing. A lot of people seem to have problems with that this year, that we were producing a lot of flowers and no fruit, and I was hand pollinating and doing everything that I needed to do, and it still wasn't doing anything. So I was literally coming out here to rip them up and put something new in, and I find a grown cucumber in here, and he's not the only one. So yeah, that's great. So I guess I'm keeping them, but I'm gonna have to come and like do something about this because this is just this is whack. And then the cuckoo melons are doing well. The cuckoo melons have a ton of growth all over them. I had put peas here, but as you can see, they've been overtaken by everything. So I mean, there is a few peas growing in here. I'll probably get enough for like a dinner if I'm lucky. And then we've got a couple more squash growing in here. And I actually think once these are done growing, I'm going to just rip out these zucchini plants because they're just taking up a lot of space for no reason. They look like they've been eaten. They're starting to get some powdery mildew on them. They've kind of seen their day. So I think I'm going to take these out. We harvested all 75 of our bean plants, of our green bean plants. Obviously you've seen that in the little snippet here before I started shooting this. We've got some more purple pepper growth on here. We've got, I pretty much harvested all of the banana peppers, but we've got some more on here growing. And it's the same with the jalapenos. We harvested most of those, but we still got more growing. These peas, I think, have seen their day. I was hoping that they would flower again and produce again, but that's just not happening. So I'm going to rip these out, and we're going to start maybe some kale here. And then these green beans are actually, I'm excited for these because they actually started reproducing again. So we've already harvested them once, and we should be able to get another harvest. So that's really good news. And then, yeah, the carrots, I've got to like fix those up. Our second round of onion sets, they're doing pretty well. I'm going to leave these now until October and then pull them up in October. We did yellow onions the first time, and these are now white onions. We ripped out the burgundy and the dragon's tongue, or sorry, the tongue of fire beans. And ever since we ripped those up and gave the green onions some space, they actually finally popped. So my mistake for planting that too close together. I'm hoping to see some green, which I should, because like we still have quite a few growing days left, so I should be able to harvest some green onions. And then our basil. So the basil is a little light, and I looked it up. I was trying to figure out why the basil was so light in comparison to previous years, because I'm growing the same variety. And they did say, and I wasn't sure about this herb ladder, there's no drainage in this. When it gets wet, it just sits in there. Like, it hasn't rained in days and the soil is still moist in here. So from what I've read about basil, it appears that if you don't have proper drainage in your soil and the water just sits there, it could get root rot, and that would mean that the basil would be lighter. The other thing that could be causing the basil to be much lighter, besides the root rot, is dense soil. So if the roots are too compacted and too dense of a soil, which they would be in here because, I mean, everything, it is really compact, then that's possible. So I don't know in the future. I might just do chamomile or something in here next year. I don't know if I'm going to do tender herbs in this thing next year. So I'm going to do a little bit more research. I might actually make some drainage holes in here, but the problem is with this ladder is you're just draining into the next one. So I don't know about this. I don't want to give a review on a herb ladder yet until I actually taste. I haven't actually tasted any of this basil, but I mean, at the moment, not a huge fan. But anyways, so that's our August garden tour for now before I go and start pruning and chopping and hacking away at everything. My next video, I'm going to show you actually how to prune that zucchini, and this way you guys know how to do that before I pull them. I wanted to show you how to prune zucchini before I actually pulled the bushes out. So join us next time. Thank you so much. Bye.